The Cahokia School District is a financial mess. It can't even afford to fix its rundown high school, but it did pay thousands of dollars for 3 board members to spend 5 nights in Boston and attend a national conference, even though every presentation for that conference was available on the internet for free. When the 3 Cahokia School Board members arrived in Boston, we were waiting for them with a hidden camera. They got there 2 days before the conference even started. Board members Clifton Lovett and Larry Wynn brought their wives. They were joined by Board President Peggy Shelton. The trip cost at least $7,584, which is more than what nearly all local school districts spend on board training and travel in an entire year.
Why do you have to travel to Boston, pay all that money to hear a particular message?
Dr. Garrett Duncan is an associate professor at Washington University who specializes in ethics in education.
The priorities are out of order, and there's a seeming indifference towards the needs of their district.
The day after they arrived in Boston, Wynn and Lovett attended a day-long workshop, but Shelton left after only a 3-hour course, then went back to the hotel and hung around with the wives of the other board members. Then they all went out to dinner. The next day, the first official day of the conference, Shelton seemed ready to leave around lunchtime, holding a tourist map of Boston as she appeared to wait for someone. Ms. Shelton, we'd like to ask you some questions. Ma'am, you can't even afford to fix your high school, yet you've got 3 school board members spending 5 nights in Boston. Can you really justify that?
Yes, sir.
How do you justify that?
Continuing education.
Take it in St. Louis. A few minutes after she went back inside, the wives showed up. Couldn't find out who they were looking for, then got back on the bus and left. Why fly to Boston when your school district is in so much trouble?
They don't offer the classes that we're taking here and there.
Ma'am, seriously, I think a reasonable person looks at this and says, you've got to be kidding me. And that was before I went to the National School Boards Association website and found the written presentation for every workshop at the conference. All 3,270 pages, and I got all of it for free. And I'm not even a member of the National School Boards Association.
Wow.
When it comes to out-of-state travel, the Cahokia School Board is in a class of its own. In 2009, 6 board members, including Shelton and Wynn, flew to Las Vegas for a 3-day conference that wasn't even designed for board members. The trip, paid for with a government grant aimed at school improvement, cost taxpayers $10,612.
I went to Las Vegas.
And there have been repeated trips to Chicago for state and national conferences, costing tens of thousands of dollars in recent years. During the current school year alone, Cahokia has spent at least $15,645 on board training and travel. How does that compare to other districts? We received records from 23 local districts. Half of them spent less than $3,000 this year. The closest to Cahokia was Maplewood Richmond Heights, which spent about $8,300. But much of the cost is tied to 2 trips, one to Boston, the other to Italy, where the district will receive prestigious awards. And because of that, Dr. Duncan says the expenses are justified.
They could defend this.
But can Cahokia defend it? A district that's falling apart. A district that recently squandered $1.6 million on a school construction plan that's now useless. A district that could have printed out conference presentations for free, just like I did. Really believe you can defend this trip?
Yes, sir.
The only presentations in Boston that weren't available online for free were the pre-conference seminars, and Cahokia spent $1,200 in taxpayers' money to arrive a day early, spend an extra night in a hotel, and attend those workshops. So how does Cahokia compare to other school districts, perhaps yours? Just go to our website, KMOV.com, for the answers. Craig Cheatham, News 4.